As a coach, there are a number of things you can do to put your employees in the best position to succeed. You can get to know your employees and understand what motivates. You can train your employees. You can assemble the right employees into a team that works well together. And you can review your employees' performance and adjust strategies and expectations accordingly. You can do some or all of this, but your efforts will come to nothing if you don't offer quality feedback during these interactions. You have a lot of responsibilities, but offering meaningful feedback may be the most important way you can help shape employee performance.
How did this happen?
I don't know.
This came right off the line from third shift. Didn't it go through QA procedure?
Everything goes through quality assurance procedure. I don't know how this was bypassed.
Well, I understand this does happen occasionally.
Well, more than it should. I don't know what's been going on in QA lately.
So what's the status with the rest of today's product?
Based on random sampling, everything looks good. We can take it to the next step if you want us to.
Feedback, whether it's meant to correct a problem or praise an employee's performance, must be delivered using a four-step process. First, feedback should occur as close as possible to the event or action you are evaluating. This allows employees to directly connect what you say with the situation. When they think back on the issue with a positive or negative, they will also think of the feedback.
I'm not happy about this. Our quality assurance procedure broke down somewhere along the way. Martin, I appreciate you shutting down the line the moment you detected the issue. And Monica, I'm glad you found the palleted issue. We've got a kink in the armor and we need to find it.
In that case, I suggest we pull everything off the trucks.
It's the only way to be sure.
Second, your feedback should be specific and knowledgeable. You cannot provide the appropriate feedback and critique if you do not understand the issue at hand. You need to be able to speak from a position of knowledge and understanding. If you don't know enough about a process, find out as much as you can before making any decisions or adjustments.
So how could this have happened? And no idea is a bad idea.
Well, I found it during a changeover. Maybe QA got a little lax, so close to shift change?
Possible. The order volume was 50% higher today over any day in the last 4 months. I don't know if the machines have been tested at that level in a while.
Well, what about the robotics?
Diagnostic testing last week was on the mark, but like Monica said, volume was high. We can check on that as well.
We do have several new hires as well. Someone could have been misinterpreting the QA procedures. It's happened before.
Third, your feedback should be direct and detailed. Provide the feedback yourself. Reference the situation at hand and avoid bringing up other issues. And talk with the specific employees involved. Don't turn a feedback session into a huge meeting if you don't have to. When you provide direct feedback throughout the day, you can avoid large info dumps that employees fail to assimilate.
Okay, so based on what you're saying, we seem to have a hole in our testing procedure somewhere. We have 3 issues that regardless of whether they're the culprit, we need to get fixed. Let's check the human element. Employee performance near shift change and new hire orientation. Then check the machines. I need higher volume testing up to 100% than usual, completed within the next 12 hours. And I need you both to incorporate these changes in your monthly checks.
You got it.
Finally, your feedback should be as objective and unemotional as possible. This can be difficult. We are emotional beings, and we react with joy when something goes well. And we react with anger or frustration when things go poorly. Staying objective will help your employees convert the feedback you provide directly into action.
I don't have to tell you that this is a big deal. Our entire line is shut down, which means nothing is going out and deliveries are being delayed. I'm going to be on the phone all afternoon explaining this. I'm not happy, but I'm confident we can get this done.
We're on it.
We will figure this out. This is as much an embarrassment to us as to anyone.
This is a bad day, but hopefully what we learned today will prevent further problems going forward.
Feedback isn't just for your employees. It can benefit you just as much or more when you use the information constructively. Make it a habit to regularly ask your employees what they would like you as a manager to provide them or improve on.
What can I do to help make sure this doesn't happen again?
Well, communication is the key to preventing these issues, but you're not always available on your office line.
And I don't know if you went through the stage 3 training. It's not necessary for all this to run, but it might help you better understand the new processes.
Well, thank you for the feedback. I'm going to distribute my cell number to everyone on the floor, not just the shift supervisors. And we all need to communicate, and that all starts with me. And I will sign up for the next available Stage 3 training course.
Remember, your feedback should be timely. It should occur as close to the event as possible. Knowledgeable. You need to be able to speak and make decisions from a position of understanding. Direct and detailed. Make sure your feedback references the specific issues at hand. And objective. Try to keep emotion, good or bad, from tainting your response. If you can work within this framework, your feedback will have a positive impact on your employee's response to any criticism or praise. Effective employee motivations differ depending on each employee's mindset, their attitude, and their level of overall performance. Some respond well to monetary incentives or extra time off or other perks. But motivations like those have a limit that you will eventually max out. When that happens, how can you continue to motivate your employees? Praise and recognition represent powerful tools in your arsenal. Further, neither have a cost, but each has a value to your employees. Consider the following scenario and how the employee feels.
So what's the status on the State Street location?
I've done everything I can do on my end.
What's outstanding?
A finalized renovation contract, a zoning variance, construction permits, equipment. There's a lot here, but the vendors in the city are dragging us down.
We're scheduled to open at that location in 3 months. That barely gives us the time we need.
This isn't finalized this week. We'll have to push the opening back.
Is there anything you can do? We need that location up and running on time.
Give me 24 hours and I'll see what I can do.
Oh, now that's what I need to hear.
Hi, this is Stacy at North End Cafe. I need to finalize the renovation plans for the State Street property.
Do you have payment confirmation?
Yes, I have the payment confirmation right here.
I'm really busy today.
I understand the difficulties, but we need these signatures.
Can you meet me somewhere?
I can meet you at the coffee shop on 5th if that would help. Great. That's all I need from you. Thanks for meeting me halfway.
I know this process can be frustrating. Good luck with the new location.
I don't know why I work so hard around here. He never notices. It's all numbers to him.
If used properly, recognition can be worth more than money, time off, or any other bonus or prize. And remember the basic tenets of the employee's mindset? They want to feel wanted. They want to feel needed. They want to belong. And they want to feel valued. Recognition supports and reinforces these feelings. Conversely, a lack of recognition can sow discontent among your employees that can filter down through your entire workforce. Human beings crave recognition for a job well done. Praise costs you nothing and takes as little time as it takes to compose a simple email or offer a pat on the back. Offering recognition is not just about praising employees for doing something extraordinary. You should recognize employees for routine tasks that are done effectively and efficiently. Have you ever heard yourself or another manager say something like this?
Why should I recognize them for doing their job? That's what we pay them to do.
This attitude is understandable, but it misses the larger point about the mindset of your employees and the nature of work. Employees should absolutely be held accountable to even the most basic expectations you set for them. But that does not mean that they wouldn't appreciate a little recognition and work that much harder after being recognized. It may be their job, but you want them to outperform your expectations, not just muddle through. Praise and recognition will help get you there. Care and communication goes hand in hand with recognition and praise. When used properly, care and communication will increase the overall impact of the words you use with your employees. First, your communication should be timely. When you notice an employee working hard, performing to your expectations, or over-delivering, recognize their efforts at your earliest possible convenience. Send an email. Stop by the employee's desk. This immediacy will connect the event and your praise in the employee's mind. Second, you need to be sincere. If you don't mean what you say, your employees will sniff it out immediately.
I know that I wrote you a note last night, but I just wanted to tell you again, good work.
Thanks.
There's more where that came from if you need it.
Third, be specific. Empty platitudes usually fall on deaf ears. If you are specific and detailed in your recognition, your employees will know exactly what they did right and be able to continue to deliver at that level in the future.
I didn't see the city assessor make it into the office yesterday. How did you track her down?
I caught up with her at the coffee shop.
Nice work. Now we just need to get everybody to think outside the box like that.
Finally, your communication should be genuine and heartfelt. You want to show your appreciation for the employee's understanding of your expectations and the effort and success they achieve while working towards those goals.
And I just want to take a moment to call out Stacy and all the hard work she's been putting in lately. She was the driving force behind the new State Street property. She even chased down a city assessor in a coffee shop parking lot to get the approvals. Thanks to her exceptional work, we will be opening the new location on time in early August. Nice job, Stace.
Employees respond positively to praise of their individual efforts, but recognition can also have a positive impact on the rest of your team. When other coworkers hear your kind words and acknowledgement, it makes them want to perform at that level as well. If you can make the simple act of recognition and praise a part of your everyday working life, you will cultivate an environment of loyal workers ready and willing to meet and exceed your expectations. When dealing with problem employees, the thin line between success and failure can rest on your ability to perform under pressure. Watch the following scenario and pay attention to how the manager reacts to a problem employee who is underperforming.
I understand your quote was off?
Not just one, 3 quotes. I was on the phone with her every week listening to her apologize and walk back her estimates.
She didn't mention any of that to me.
Look, we've been working with you for years, but promises were not kept and the cost differences were unacceptable.
Well, thank you for your time. I'll look into it, believe me.
The first step to dealing with non-performance is to act quickly. Don't put it off and let the problem fester.
Natasha, I just got off the phone with Mike Capel over at Highline, and he had some complaints with your management of his account that I think we should talk about.
I know the quotes keep coming in too low.
He said you underestimated 3 quotes and then consistently delivered late. They use our estimates to budget expenditures for the entire year sometimes. They pad those estimates, but what I'm seeing here is drastic. There's no room for these kinds of errors.
It just turned into a much bigger issue. More vehicles, different models. There was nothing I could do.
I'm disappointed, but I want to get ahead of this before it turns into a bigger issue. So let's take the time and go through this step by step.
The second step is documentation. Take notes. Document the problems and track any corrective action.
I'm going to fill out an incident report based on what Mike told me, but I would like for you to fill me in on your perspective.
I was following the procedure, but the request kept changing things. I just had to put my head down and get it done.
3 weeks late?
Yeah, but I thought that they understood that after all their requests, there was no way I was going to hit the original deadline.
Okay, so a series of requested adjustments changed the initial quote, but you did not bring that change to your department head or me. You then put in more time than allocated without noting it in the project log and assumed the client understood a deadline adjustment without getting it in writing?
Yeah, but that's way more harsh than the way I said it.
Third, correct and support. You want to correct any actions that directly cause an employee's non-performance, but support their adjustment and growth going forward.
I know you're still new here, and I understand that some of our processes can seem bureaucratic, but they are there for a reason. Deadlines are lifeblood of our business. Misquotes happen, but they need to be brought to me and approved with the client's consent.
I understand that.
Now let's figure out a way we can improve your time management. Do you think moving your workspace next to Dawn's might help you? She's been a great mentor to a number of newer adjusters over the years.
That would be great. She seems really nice and knowledgeable.
Also, let's get together and look over your client list for the next month or so, just to make sure you're quoting appropriately. And once you're more comfortable, I'll step back and leave it to you.
Finally, set a deadline. Corrective action should not be ongoing and infinite. If an employee is going to improve, they should show signs within a limited amount of time.
I will check in with you at least once a week, and then we will reevaluate your progress in 30 days. We'll look at 3 specific areas. Customer satisfaction. I will call your clients, and then we will discuss how well you work with them over the next month or so. Cost comparison. So we'll look at your initial quotes and then compare those estimates with the final charges. And time estimates. We'll go through your time card and compare the time you've budgeted yourself for each client account compared to the time utilized. Now, if you need help or have any questions, I'm here and Dawn is more than capable. You're not going through this alone.
That sounds fair. Thank you for believing in me.
You're talented and a dedicated worker. Let's just see if we can bring your customer service up to that same level.
After initiating corrective action with a poor performing employee, schedule a time to review the expectations and benchmarks you laid out. They know now what success is supposed to look like, but you need to see if they can properly translate that idea to their work.
Natasha, I'm extremely happy with the work you've done over the last month.
I haven't done it alone. All of the support that you and everyone else has given me has shown me how to be a true professional.
Well, what else do you think we can do to keep you going in the right direction?
By following these steps, you will put any non-performing employee who is willing to improve in a better position to succeed. Employees who are unwilling to improve represent another challenge entirely. Setting clear expectations, providing effective feedback, and offering caring communication and recognition to your employees can go a long way toward promoting success for your team and your organization. Motivating high-performing employees and coaching up underperforming employees is easy compared to dealing with workers who cannot, to take advantage of the opportunities to improve.
We'd like to disconnect our service, please.
Help me understand why you don't want the fastest internet in the country.
I'm declining to state why we are leaving because we don't owe you an explanation.
We're the #1 internet service in the country, probably even the world. So tell me why you don't want to be with #1.
Can you please move on so we can cancel our service?
I'm just trying to help you. You're not letting me help you.
Can you disconnect our service, yes or no?
So you're not interested in the fastest internet in the country anymore?
Is this a joke? Are you messing with me right now?
I'm just trying to get information. I'm trying to help my company be better.
I can guarantee you, right now, you're doing an incredibly good job of making your company be worse.
Kyle, by the way, I've asked Rebecca from HR to sit in on our conversation.
Whatever.
I heard the confrontation out there just now, and that is not how we do things around here.
Hey, I've been dealing with those schmoes like that for years. It's fine.
They're not schmoes. They're our customers.
If they don't see the error of their ways, I won't tell them.
You don't seem very happy with your job, Kyle, and you're definitely not making our customers happy. Have you thought about looking for another job that you might enjoy more?
There's really no other jobs that pay this well.
Well, that's a challenge you're going to have to face because I'm letting you go effective immediately. Now, if you want, I'll try to help you find another job that might be more suited to your interests, but this is definitely not the job for you.
You can't.
Terminating a belligerent or malicious employee can seem like an obvious and necessary decision for the betterment of the team. But what about when an employee's poor performance is less obvious? As a coach, it is still your responsibility to recognize when an employee reaches the point of no return. Most poor-performing employees just fail to meet expectations. They are not bad people, and that's why most managers do not like to terminate their employees. Despite that sentiment, when efforts to improve continue to fail, separation may be the only option if you want to continue to promote success. When firing an employee, proper documentation and decisive action are essential. Understanding why you need to let someone go will help you modify your coaching strategy in the future and search for a replacement that better complements your other team members' skills.
I want to say yes, but I'm going to have to find out. Can you hold for a second? Anita, can you help me for a second, please?
Sure. What's the problem now?
Everyone on your team knows who the poor performing employees are because they are forced to cover for them on a daily basis. The poor performing employee most likely recognizes his or her deficiencies better than anyone.
We do this every day. You've got to get this down.
I know, I just don't get it.
When an employee's poor performance has a persistent and continual impact on the entire team, it is often in everyone's best interest for you to coach that employee out of your organization.
Catherine, can I see you in my office for a moment? Catherine, I've asked Rebecca from HR to sit in on our conversation.
Okay.
I've noticed you're still having a rough time out there talking with customers.
I just don't always know how to help them.
Well, that's why we have a procedure.
I know, it's just confusing.
Well, you don't seem very happy with your job, Catherine. You're not familiar with the system, and you don't seem to remember what we can do for the customers when they call. Now, we've been through this several times, and I know everyone's been happy to help you through, but it just doesn't seem to be working out for you. Have you thought about looking for another job that you might enjoy more?
I've thought about it. I just don't know where to start. How am I going to find another job that pays this good?
Well, I'm going to have to let you go effective immediately. But based on your time here, I can offer you a severance package to help you transition to another position. Rebecca will walk you through that.
Thank you. I know I should be devastated, but I'm kind of relieved. I don't think I could have taken another call.
Hey, you're a hard worker, and I can see that. This type of work just isn't for you. As you know, this is a big company, and we have other offices that offer all sorts of services that are not call center based. If you want to try to help you find another job that's more suited to your interests and talents,
That would be helpful.
I'm going to have Rebecca walk you down to HR to start the separation process.
Okay, thank you.
Did you hear that Catherine was fired this afternoon?
Really? She was so nice. But I'm sure everyone could tell she wouldn't work out, though.
Yeah, I had to cover for her so many times.
We have an immediate vacancy, and your references are excellent. So I'd like to bring you in for an interview tomorrow if you're free. Great.
Simone, I'm really happy with the progress you've made so far.
Thanks. Anita's been a huge help.
Yeah, it's not that hard to train someone who really wants to learn.
Keep up the good work, you two.
Thanks.
Terminating any employee can be a miserable experience. So take the opportunity to turn the situation into a positive and use it to reinforce your coaching and team building strategy. You will deal with some lazy, ignorant, or malicious employees throughout your career. But most employees you will be forced to fire will just fail to meet the expectations you agree upon. Redirecting and separating them from the effective and efficient team that you want to lead is essential for you, your colleagues, and your organization to succeed. Successfully recovering and rebuilding after an employee termination starts with your decisions. Understanding the part you played as a coach will help you decide how to recover and deal with non-performance in the future. Was the original employee a bad fit from the beginning? Did you make a mistake during the hiring process? Did his performance level change over time? If so, why? And could you have done something to arrest it?
Melanie, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to have to let you go, effective immediately.
Why?
It's just not working out. I think you overstated your work experience on your resume, and your customer service experience is lacking.
I just want to say I appreciate your taking an action with Melanie.
Yeah, she was a mess. I'm not even sure she knew what HTML5 even was.
I'm sorry you guys had to pick up so much in Slack. It'll get better.
Let me know if you need anything in the meantime. I can put in a few extra hours.
You know what you can do? Help me write a better job description. I mean, you guys know the tech better than I do.
Sure, I'll have something on your desk by the end of the day.
Thanks. Your portfolio is impressive, but this is more than just a design job. I need an art director that can manage a small group. I expect you to stay in budget and interface directly with clients. That's our bread and butter.
I understand.
How familiar are you with HTML5?
Yes, ma'am. The last 7 sites in my portfolio, they're all built on HTML5.
Good work. Ryan here comes highly recommended, and based on the work I've seen, I think you'll fit in nicely.
Nice to meet you.
Same here. I'm excited to get started to work.
I have a few things to show him, but do you mind showing him around the design suite this afternoon?
Sure, no problem.
Ryan, I just got a call from our biggest client. He loved the redesign you did on his site.
It was a team effort.
Well, then it was a great team effort. You have really injected a new level of professionalism and creativity into the team this year.
Thank you, ma'am.
No, thank you.
A good coach can take a disheartening situation like a firing and turn it around. Use those times of transition to rebuild and reinvent your entire team. Coaching and managing never stops. You cannot get complacent. Even the most highly motivated and high-performing employees will lose interest or desire if they are not continually engaged. Your employees want to be at their best more than anything. It gives them a purpose and it makes them look forward to coming into work every day. Happy employees work efficiently. They are more creative. They bring their own passion to the job when you ask it of them. Your employees are not drones. They're not just there to cash a paycheck every week. Give them a reason to be proud of what they do, and they will surprise you by exceeding every expectation you have for them.